this one is called Whispering Pines. You're going to be looking for the gatekeepers. You're going to go through and after finding the gatekeepers, make it to a middle waypoint. Clear the middle waypoint, then you'll have slay all enemies, then ending with a boss. And depending on your nightmare affixes, you want to do things that are going to be helpful to your build. So with that, let's go into it. Big key thing if you're trying to mid-max getting some levels is you're definitely going to want to do 2 to 3 levels comfortably above you, but take it slow if you're playing hardcore. If you're playing softcore, it's a little more forgiving. The dungeon just resets. You have 5 chances or 3 chances. I haven't ran nightmares on a softcore character in forever. I just know there are some respawns that so many tries you get, but if you're doing hardcore, you definitely don't want to push yourself too hard to where you're gonna die. You definitely want to make sure you have your scroll of escape bound, and just be willing to work with what you have. But typically I'll do 1 to 2 levels ahead of me, and for the purpose of this I just ran an iced Whispering Pines. I typically like to stay away from iced enchanted because with a druid or probably any character, if you get stunned and not able to attack, you can't do anything, and druids are all skill based, and attacking reduces your cooldowns, so you want those resets as soon as possible so you can keep spamming your attacks. And if you're optimized correctly as a druid, you should never really see your mana ever deplete. But just going through, killing some generalized mobs, waiting for the other person in my party to show up. They're self-navigating, do a little map uncovery. But I'm just trying to clear mobs in general just for a little bit of XP. And now all the keepers are killed, but try and just not to progress too far, because your party member, if you're running nightmares, if they're not in before you complete, they will not get any credit to their glyphs. And just know, if you plan on running it with a party, the monsters do get increasingly stronger, whether you are fighting in a 2-man, 3-man, and especially in a 4-man party. 2 to 3 are the best to optimize. Once you hit that 4-person, you will definitely feel a noticeable damage difference. I'm safe if you want to port on me. And you'll see it in a lot of hardcore streams, a lot of hardcore videos. People will, in fact, tell the other person that they are safe. And that is something in hardcore that you just say so you're not gonna play or kill somebody or PK somebody by them spawning into a lot of mobs. So, once we've cleared this in between, you're gonna climb your way down. And you're gonna run inside this building, and now it's a slay all enemies. It is some narrow corridors, so you do want to be careful. Having a wizard in the party, I don't want to knock too much out of her fire ability, so I was letting her handle in the inside. But she's gonna go clear that lower side. I'm gonna aggro a little bit of the exploders in here. We have the butcher behind a closed door. Yep. There's a goblin to the left, and then the butcher is pacing back and forth right now. He won't open the door. And usually, if you have a goblin in your dungeon or nightmare dungeon, you have a 90 to 98% chance for you to encounter the butcher. And if you're built correctly, the butcher eventually becomes like null and void. Nothing to worry about, but definitely if you're low level, he won't open doors to chase you. He will de-aggro if you go too far away once he's there. But it was just something that was nice to be able to showcase. A butcher that's 1 to 2 levels ahead of me with not having much of life steal. He dies pretty quickly. But you have enragers with the butcher, he will be a little more annoying. But just keep it in mind, sometimes he drops some good stuff, 99% of the time he doesn't drop anything that's worth anything. And all those lunatics, why even try and fight them? You just let them do their thing. This guy's freaking out because he stuck between a pillar and myself. But we got 15 enemies remaining. There's a group down there. She's clearing the group up top. While doing your sigils, if you do full clears, you will get at least a legendary node each time you do it till you've collected all the legendary glyphs. After you've done that, then you're at least guaranteed while clearing to get a sigil on your return. Most I think I've collected is probably 4 in a single dungeon run. Been like 3 or 4 on the ground to 1 dropping when you clear the boss at the end. But we are at the point now where we are headed to the main boss, so I'm going to grab this Blast Shrine. This little bit of gold. I don't need it, but it's there, so why not? And now you're going to fight the boss. And as a druid, fighting with a wizard, trying not to knock out of positioning and just get my massive AoE all over. And once you complete, it has your Nightmare Dungeon completion. You get to upgrade glyphs and allocate your points for your Paragon board. And once you're done there, you can exit. But it will also show you we have some glyphs that we got from there. So hopefully you enjoyed on how to complete Whispering Pines, and stay tuned for more videos.